Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Thursday, the 12th of September 2019. I'm using the Druidcraft deck for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to be aware of. I can see the views on these videos, and when I first started out, the daily tarot reading had like 50 views. It peaked at 9 or 10,000, I think half a year ago or something like that. And now they're back to 4, 5, 6,000. And it's so cool because it made me realize that it doesn't matter how many people watch these readings. I do them every day because I get so much out of doing them as well. So it doesn't matter if it makes no difference. And that's what is really reassuring to me. And if you're someone who is interested in something one day and then you get interested in something else the next day and you're always going from thing to thing to thing, it's really reassuring for me that the daily readings are something that I do consistently, whether they're popular or not. And I love that. Because then it's beyond, I'm not doing it for popularity's sake. It's a great feeling. Look at Glastonbury Tor here. That's where I live. That hill with that little church, that's where I live. I'm so happy to be home. I'm so happy to be home. And there's a rainbow there. That expresses how I feel to be home. It's weird as well because England, I don't have a home, and to feel so at home somewhere really must mean that the place is special. So we've got the 6 of Swords in reverse, then we've got the 5 of Wands, and then we have the Feralt. That's probably not the right pronunciation. The Welsh people are probably screaming in agony right now. But it's the 14th card, and that is Temperance. So instead of the angel, it's balancing the cups and then moving forward. It's this wise woman doing her thing there. Okay, so the 6 of Swords is going on a journey and coming to Avalon. You're already in Avalon. So that magic space where you can connect with your higher self is totally there. The myth is that, I think I mentioned this really recently, that Glastonbury is like that with the tower. But if you go through the mists, there's a different Glastonbury in the same space, but it's in another dimension. And instead of having a church up there, they have a stone circle, and it's a whole different world. And you can only get to it by boat, by going through the mists and by saying the specific words to open the mists. So you've already done the incantation, you've done the hard bit. So I think there's a sense of being proud of yourself and feeling like you've worked hard and you're doing well and you're in a good place. And I think you feel quite satisfied with what you're doing because you're not running away from it. You're engaging with your life. You're engaging with everyday circumstances, and you're handling things very well. I think you're on top of things today, and emotionally you're going to be very resilient. And I think you're going to approach things logically, and if something doesn't make sense, I feel that you're going to be assertive enough to call that out. The 5 of Wands, we've got a rooster, and that says it all. I mean, it's a cockfight, basically. It's who's the biggest, who's the strongest, who's the swiftest, who's the most nimble, and who can parry and dodge the best. And it's just boys testing out each other's limitations and their own limitations. And it's trivial conflict with other people, but there's nothing malicious in it. It's just like ego kind of competition. It's like, you know, brothers competing in tennis and to see who's the best and taking it really seriously. So you're in a good space. You don't really need to go anywhere. If other people test you, you really feel comfortable in yourself. You know your own skills. You know what you're meant to be doing. So you're not going to let little distractions keep you from what's really important. And what's really important is this magic ceremony that you have here in your little yurt. So this wise woman, druid, she's creating this magic potion, and she's pouring the red water of the chalice well onto the white water of the white spring, because we have two wells here in Glastonbury, and those are the colors. She's mixing those together, and she's adding that to a cauldron of ingredients, which she's already put in there. When she adds that, it's the final touch, so that you can pull the curtain aside and get through that other dimension into the real Glastonbury. And by the real Glastonbury, I mean the one with the stone circle, the one on a different dimension. So you have an open door policy between your spiritual reality. That's what the Glastonbury on a different dimension is a symbol of, okay? A symbol of your inner reality, of what you believe and what you feel and what you dream and what you can imagine. And by having temperance there, total balance, this rainbow is like a doorway that allows you to go from your imagination, creative self, to this world, reality world, and you're able to do that through your feelings, with passion, and you're able to bring things through and put things in, whichever you decide. So spiritually, you can absorb certain things. Like if someone pays you a compliment, if you've been waiting and listening for someone to say to you, oh my God, you are really beautiful, and you've been waiting to hear those words, and finally someone says them, and you store those away in your memory as one of your wonderful, most positive moments in your life, and you send that through the door to Avalon, to your special place where you can go and feel happy and safe. And you can also bring things out, like the imaginative, creative books, masterpieces that you've written there on the other side. You're going to bring them out and bring them into the real world. So it's about a total connection and a complete power over the usual limitations of being kind of three-dimensional. You're like four-dimensional here, and you're able to come and go as you please. Little things aren't going to upset you. And usually the temperance card, the angel, with 1 foot in the water, she's testing it out, and there's a path going to enlightenment at the edge of the pool. In this case, this is magic. There's magic that happens when you go in and out of this door. And the reason she's creating this magic potion is because there's something inherently natural inside of you which is allowing you to do that. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, that's pretty vague, but there's something in the energy today, basically, which creates balance for you, spiritually, energetically, astrologically, whatever you want to call it. It creates a perfect balance so that you're able to walk through this door and balance the physical and the spiritual, the passion and spirit, like the red and the white. It's just the day, the Superman colors, passion and feeling. There's perfect balance. You know, if you If you throw a bucket of water on fire, it goes out. If you heat up water, it evaporates. But if you simmer it at exactly the right temperature, then you can create special potions that are born of balance and that can create more balance. So if you take this away and bottle it, then you can drink it and open the door to Avalon every time you want, anytime you want. So the energy that you're given today, think of it as if only I were able to bottle this, I could always just dig deep in terms of my imaginative, creative resources, and I'm able to handle everyday life, and I'm able to go beyond, and I'm able to really create magical things and take those ideas and imaginings and to give them shape and form. So in clay or bronze, or you write, or you play music, or you dance, or you perform, or you're a screenplay writer, or you're a novelist, or a teacher. And also what's interesting, what that comes back down to is still this cockerel, which is when you find balance between yourself and you ignore other people, the irony and the spiritual law of the universe means that if you ignore other people and you really just handle them and you don't really pay them much attention, and you find or try and find balance within yourself, that's when you create something spectacular. That's when you're in Avalon, and that's when you are the cockerel who stands out because you've created something unique. When you compare yourself and you're busy engaging in this, then what you're going to get out of that is bruises and knowing how strong you are. If you focus on creating balance between your higher self and your physical self, the more unique you become and the more strengthened you become, the more informed, the more protected from negativity, the more passionate, the more intuitive, wiser. Yeah, just you have a much deeper knowledge of spirit, and you're able to create things which educate other people. We've got the Star of David up here. So 1 foot on the other side and 1 foot here on planet Earth. It's really valuable to teach other people what you've discovered in your own personal Avalon, because it's going to be different for each one of us. And you don't have to live here to be able to go to Avalon. You can do that in your mind's eye. 6 and 5 is 11, and 14 is 25. 2 and 5 is 7, and 7 is mind and creativity. So I've spoken about that. Your mind is completely focused on creating a balance between spirit and thought, and spirit in the body, and thinking and feeling. Those are becoming perfectly balanced. So that's what your mind is busy doing, and because of that, creativity is actually able to flow. So again, for all the creative types watching, all of the designers, all the graphic illustrators, all the artists, writers, bloggers, YouTubers, I don't know, anyone who creates content is going to really, really be supported naturally today because of this revolving door around your own personal magic safe haven. So have a lovely day. If you can think it and dream it, you can make it a reality. If you can dream it, it can come true. Have a great day. If you would like a private reading with me, please visit my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to audio reading. In my personal readings, I used astrology, tarot, and numerology. So if you have any questions, then please get in touch. Please subscribe to the channel. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.